Hello viewers, I'm R. Sriram. Today is 5th June, celebrated the world over as World Environment Day. World Environment Day is celebrated annually on 5th June and encourages awareness and action for the protection of the environment. It is supported by many non-governmental organizations, businesses, government entities and represents the primary United Nations Outreach Day supporting the environment. Now if you look at the history of this day, World Environment Day started in 1972. It was established on 5th June 1972 by the United Nations at the Stockholm Conference on Human Environment that had resulted from discussions on the integration of human interactions and environment. Each year, the World Environment Day is celebrated at a different place. This year, the celebrations are held at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Each World Environment Day has a separate theme. This year's theme and campaign focuses on land restoration, desertification and drought resilience under the slogan, Our Land, Our Future. We are Generation Restoration. Land restoration is a very important aspect of environment. To enlighten us on land restoration and to take us through various aspects of land restoration, we have with us Dr. Kinnari J. Dubal, who is an associate professor at St. Xavier's College, Ahmedabad, with 33 years of teaching experience. Dr. Kinnari Dubal is an MSc, MPhil, and PhD. She has done her MPhil on wetland from Gujarat University with collaboration from the Space Application Center, ISRO, Ahmedabad. And she has done a PhD on remote sensing from Space Application Center, Ahmedabad, and ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. She has also done an extensive course on counseling. She has also published a lot of research papers and has worked on various publications relating to environment and wetland. She has done various projects from the Space Application Center connected with ISRO, Ahmedabad. Welcome, Dr. Kinnari Dubal.
Thank you. Hello, viewers.
Yeah, as we see, land restoration is a very, very important aspect of environment, right? Now, this appears to be a bit of a technical term. Now, to explain to the viewers in a layman's language, could you please explain in brief, in simple words, what is land restoration?
Restoration meaning to restore something, right? What is already gone and we want to bring it back. That is called restoration.
Okay.
The same thing is happening with the land, water, all the natural environmental conditions which are there. In that, land is also included, water is also included. And for our forest, our mountains, everything needs to be restored.
Right.
So that is, we need to have like a caring of the nature and the land. That is, we call it as
Does
land
it also mean rectifying the damage?
Yeah, damage which already we have done and created,
Correct.
that we need to control it
okay.
and bring it back to its natural position.
Okay. Now in Mumbai you have this Back Bay reclamation. Is it a part of land restoration?
Yeah, that is part of it.
Okay, fine. Now we all have heard about the Sahara Desert, the Great Sahara Desert, the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert. Now the expansion of the Sahara Desert is resulting in the loss of farmland and displacement of communities. Now this underscores the significant environmental apprehensions. Now why is land degradation such a major environmental concern today? I'm talking in reference to what is happening in Sahara Desert.
Yeah. In Sahara Desert, along with the Sahara Desert, there are so many deserts, even the small deserts. They are being extended. Extended meaning the desert keeps on going more, increasing more and more. And because of that condition, the land starts degrading.
No.
And the land starts degrading because of the factors like the loss of arboreal land. The farming lands, now they are being reduced because of the increase of the desert. Because of that, the farming land decreases, the leading of the food insecurity, high food prices goes in, and then the poverty and malnutrition starts.
Okay.
As you said that, the local communities which are there in that surroundings, because of this loss of food and all that, farming land, they start moving from one place to another.
Okay.
So the migration takes place of the communities, local communities, or you can say that displacement takes place.
They migrate to places where they feel
They feel,
there's a
yeah,
greener pasture for them.
greener pressure, and there where the urbanization is there.
Urbanization is there, and they see earning potential.
Yeah, that is that.
Correct.
Now, because of the desertification, you can call it as a desertification.
Okay.
So, loss of biodiversity, which is a major cause for the degradation. So, all the plant habitats which were growing there, now they starts degrading. The biodiversity is lost.
Okay.
So there is no variation in the plantation or the whatever the plants which were growing there already. Because of that degradation, the disrupting of ecological services like pollination, the birds they fly from one flower to another, they pollinate, and then the fruit and the flower, for the flower and from the flower the fruit is being formed.
Okay.
Now all that degrades because of this loss of biodiversity.
Okay. So the entire activity of denudation, deposition, and transportation
Yeah,
is
everything gets disturbed, and along with that, the whole natural ecosystem also gets disturbed.
gets greatly disturbed.
Water purification, then soil fertility, that also affects. Then the climate change, because of the land degradation, the climate change also is one of the factor which contributes into that. Now, because of the degradation, the carbon absorption, we all have studied, we all know that plants are the best one to absorb the carbon dioxide which we give out.
Okay.
Right? And they give us pure oxygen which we need to inhale. Now the plants, they get destroyed, right? Or degraded. Or the loss of the biodiversity. Because of that, the absorption of the carbon dioxide reduces.
Okay.
And that is the major impact. Right? And because of that loss of absorption of the carbon dioxide, now increases of the carbon release from the soil.
That also
Affects the same way. Here it decreases, and on one side it increases.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. And that is how the exacerbating the effects of the extreme weather.
Okay.
The extreme weathers are being affected because of that. Now water security scarcity also arises
because of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Land degradation have got impact on the water cycle.
So you mean to say it has cascading effects? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One leads to the other.
One leads to the other. It's a chain kind of a thing. Chain kind of a thing. And the water cycle, we know that because of the plants, the water dewdrops are there. The water cycle gets that. Condensation takes place, and then once again the water is formed in the clouds, and then the rain comes back, right? So that whole cycle gets disturbed along with that, and so that water scarcity is arised, and the reclamation of the water or the groundwater, what we call it.
Okay.
So that scarcity increases because of the no water.
Okay.
So that is also, and that impact gives a lot of impact on the agricultural land.
Okay. Now recently there was a water scarcity in Bangalore. It's a very, very recent.
Recently in India, yeah.
So do you think these factors which you have specified are greatly responsible for this?
Definitely, because there in Bangalore, if you see that urbanization is taking place,
population is increasing.
Population increases. Trees are being decreasing. Trees are decreasing, and all this leads to the impact of
whenever a concrete construction comes up, you have trees being destroyed.
Destroyed, and that is the nature. You are destroying the nature. Then naturally it will be a boomerang in one or the another form. Then the human health, because of the land degradation, we just never realize. The dust storms you must have seen in the films, and those who have been visited those places. So because of the dust storm, the dust which goes inside that, it affects the respiratory tract.
Right.
So that
lungs,
respiratory tract, lungs, etc. And that is also a very important factor of the land degradation.
It affects the human health.
Human health. which is very precious.
Precious, yeah.
And erosion also gets created, and because of the erosion, many diseases are being spread,
Right.
which we are not aware because we are away from those desert area.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are some of the primary causes of land degradation, and how can they be addressed effectively? I mean, the basic reasons, and how can we solve
Yeah,
it?
as we talked about Bangalore, the same thing. Deforestation is the basic thing of the degradation.
Okay.
Primary cause.
The major contributor. to
Major
this problem.
contribution is of the deforestation
Okay.
and unsustainable land use. In the deforestation for agriculture, logging, and urban development, it removes all the vegetation which protects the land
Okay.
from the erosion. We all remove it.
Not only does it provide vegetation to mankind, but it also protects the land.
protects the land, yeah. We feel that the grass or the weeds which are growing on the land are useless. We try to remove it.
Remove it, yeah.
But in fact, they restore the top level of the soil, surface of the soil.
So everything is there with a purpose. You know,
Purpose,
has
yeah.
given us
Nature has
everything.
given, yeah. So because of that, whole this thing gets the complete layer, first top layer or top surface gets damaged. Right?
Yeah.
And that is called the erosion.
Hmm.
And because of the erosion, now the whole ecosystem gets damaged and
There's imbalance.
imbalance gets occurred. Now for that, the overgrazing of the livestock.
Overgrazing.
Yeah, in some areas, the livestock don't have any food. The only grazing is the thing.
Okay.
So overgrazing also causes this
Okay.
land degradation,
Okay.
right? Along with that, certain agriculture practices which we are following
You mean the modern agricultural practices?
may be part of it, but now awareness is being generated. But in some areas, we know that intense farming is done in a monocrop farming. Monocropping matlab only one type of a crop is continuously grown in this particular area.
Okay.
And because of that, if you want to grow naturally and you want more market price, what you are going to do? You are going to provide chemical fertilizers, which will penetrate inside the soil and will degrade all the soil fertility.
Okay.
So
I think
that has also
modern
got-
technology has.
Yeah,
role to
that
play in the
also
degradation.
pesticides, chemical fertilizers, they are not only dangerous to the soil, healthy soil, they damage the health of the soil, we can call it
And
like
ultimately
that.
damage the health of mankind.
Human beings, yeah. And we know that cancer has become a very prominent and
Very common and widespread.
upcoming diseases like a sofa disease, no? Every Tom, Dick and Harry, it is being predicted that in
In one way or the other,
2025,
yeah. One way or the other, yeah.
2025, people will be having cancer just because we have penetrated so much of poison inside the soil,
And you may
inside the
not be
ground.
aware
That is the land
these are the
degradation. Yeah, that is called land degradation.
Is organic farming a solution to this?
Yeah, organic farming is solution
Is a
to
solution
it.
to
Yeah,
it,
yeah. So we need to do, but there also how much purity you maintain.
Yeah, that's
Because human being,
you need
right
purity,
now,
okay. Whatever you do, you need purity.
has
okay.
become a very,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Any other primary cause of land degradation apart from?
urbanization and infrastructure.
Mhm.
The way we are starting developing, like earlier we used to see all around the green forest.
Greenery, yeah.
Now concrete forest we see whole
we have
huge
concrete-
buildings,
we have concrete jungles,
forest,
yeah, concrete
jungles,
jungles everywhere, okay.
huge buildings, and along with the huge buildings, all this infrastructure development takes place,
Right.
and that starts degrading our soil.
Okay.
Right?
Now all this is done to cater to the increase in population, right? So how can these issues be addressed? Because if you have any other primary causes, you can.
Yeah, that is the climate change.
Okay.
Because of that, whole cycle ecosystem gets disturbed, and because of that, the climate in the temperature. Right now, we are sitting
50 degrees.
Yeah, we are sitting here and we know that we have, in month of June, we are observing that the temperature
Yeah,
is
the
almost
humidity,
gone.
the extreme humidity,
Extreme, yeah. That is just because of land degradation, deforestation,
Okay.
soil erosion, all these factors are responsible for increasing in the temperature,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Agriculture practices are in such a way that that also has got the effect in the climate change.
Okay. So these are some of the primary
Primary causes
of
for
land
the
degradation.
land degradation.
Now, how can they be
Certain,
addressed? If we
along
take
with
one
that,
by
very
one,
very important is that pollution and contamination. That is a major factor for this primary cause, what we call it as. Certain industrial activities which are going on in such a way that they never think about the nature.
Okay. They just
They
dump
just think about their own purpose, own benefits, and but along with their benefits, they are causing harm to
Causing
the
harm.
nature. Right?
But then you have this
improper disposal of the wastewater or effluents, whatever are there from their industry, which will degrade the soil, that they don't
You're
understand.
talking about the effluent wastages.
Yeah,
from
that
the
that
industry,
is all
particularly the chemical industry.
chemical industry, which are going to degrade the soil.
Yeah, many times we
land
see,
degradation takes place.
You see water logging with colors.
Yeah, colors. Yeah.
Colored water logging next to the factories. Yeah. But you have the Central Pollution Control Board, the State Pollution Control Boards. They have various measures, and also I think they are working towards.
They are working toward is they are
decreasing
trying
this kind
to
of,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They are trying to implement certain soil remediation projects to reclaim that water
Right.
and to reuse that water.
Correct.
But it takes time to
Takes time. Yeah. Correct.
to come over it.
We talked about this infrastructure development. Because of population explosion, you find buildings and bridges and all these things. So now these are required, right, to cater to the population needs.
Yeah.
So how can this issue be addressed? What do we do?
For
Well, this being a cause for land degradation.
degradation.
So how do
we
we
know
address
that
this issue?
in one side we want that we should progress. Our everybody runs in the like cat and dog race, right? Everybody wants the best infrastructure, best building, best interior. But along with that, we are sacrificing the nature, motherland, the water, the natural resources, and that it is very difficult to say at this junction that how we can stop this, because we are very much self-centered people.
That's why I think government is promoting the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, right? Because everybody wants to come to the
Cities.
main city, the main road.
City, yeah.
And government has offered a lot of subsidies and stops for industries to be established at in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities, where so that there is no congestion at one place.
One place.
But I don't know how much
It's difficult to.
it is successful. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is difficult to say that right now.
In spite of the facilities offered by the government.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, there is this Loess Plateau in China,
Yeah.
right? Now, where extensive restoration efforts transformed barren land into fertile farmland, improving food security and local incomes, right? In the same line, what specific details would you suggest about a successful land restoration project and its positive outcomes? So, has there been any effort to mirror this kind of an effort, the restoration effort in China?
Yeah, this project.
It seems they are pretty successful.
Yeah, it was a big success, and that was a land restoration with the positive outcomes. The positive outcomes were that it started in 1994. Okay, and duration of ongoing with the significant milestone, it was achieved in their first decade. Within 10 years, they could achieve what they wanted it. Okay, their goals were to combat soil erosion, to stop the soil erosion, to restore the vegetation, to improve agriculture productivity, which had already lost, and to enhance the local livelihoods and to contribute the ecological sustainability. For that, they started the major key practices like terrace gardening or terracing. There are slopes or mountains. In that, you can put the terrace kind of a thing.
And you can grow vegetables. Or any
so terrace is a kind of a thing. We have a boundary, four-wall boundary on the all four sides. In the same way, there you can create the terrace. And soil erosion can be stopped because of the boundaries.
Right.
Also, the water which is running down from the mountains
Yeah.
or from that certain area can be also stopped.
Stopped. Okay.
So the penetration of the water can be done inside the ground instead of flowing down.
Okay.
So that was very important that that helps the terrace. That was a basic idea, and that has already helped. Then afforestation and reforestation. So replanting the trees, shrubs, and herbs,
Oh no.
which will control the soil erosion and will have the vegetation cover in that particular area.
So whatever has been destroyed by mankind, it's being restored.
Restored, yeah, again. Now the native plants. Native plants is very important.
The original one.
Original ones, which they will sustain in that particular atmosphere.
Which grow
Naturally in that soil. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, and there are certain drought resistant species. Okay, with the high risk of adaptation.
Okay.
So those plants were they were planted in that area, and because of that we call it as reforestation or afforestation. Then no tillage farming.
What is that TS farming?
Tillage meaning that is manipulation of the soil by using the machineries and all that.
Okay.
And because of using the machineries, we keep on overlaying the soil,
Okay.
right?
Right.
From top layer to the bottom, keep on changing the layers because of the machines.
So you have to reduce
Plowing,
the usage of
plowing tractors and all that.
Yeah, okay.
So adopting no tillage and conservation of the tilling practice, which will maintain the soil structure. Earlier I spoke about the soil top layer is very important.
Very important, yeah.
So that soil surface will be maintained because of the no tilling practices,
Okay,
and which will reduce the soil erosion and also will sustain the organic matter of the soil, which is very important for the growth of the plants.
Okay. It improves the quality.
Yeah,
also.
quality also, moisture, everything, humus, whatever we call. Then the water harvesting system also they introduced, those people.
You mean the
Forming-
rainwater harvesting?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Forming,
any
yeah.
water?
Forming small check dams.
Check dams, okay.
Check dams. So it becomes a reservoir for the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, natural water, whatever is coming,
The same
it is
water
being
can be
reserved
used.
in the form of a small check dams, and the ponds were created
Mm.
to capture the water,
Okay.
and then those all water along with the rainwater were used for irrigation.
Okay. It can be used
It
from
was
the
a very
Correct.
it was a very systematic planning done for that.
Okay.
Then this is very very important, community engagement,
Yeah. Okay.
involving the local community and the local people for planning and implementation of this project. Because local people are much aware
Yeah,
about,
without the involvement of the community, all these things are
and
not
especially the
possible.
local community, because they know about
They are the ones who stay there.
and they know about which vegetation is better for this particular soil.
Right, correct.
So along with that, they got the government support, and certain policies were designed, and certain subsidies were also given to them for sustaining them. And the thing was that all the farmers, they started getting the financial benefits
Right.
in the form of the salary or incentives, whatever it is.
Okay.
So from that we come to know that this plateau thing in China have got the positive outcomes, like the increase in the agricultural productivity,
Okay.
improved the livelihoods because people started getting money, okay,
Started earning.
earning. Then they reduce the soil erosion, enhance the biodiversity,
Okay.
all the various kind of the plantation they
Ultimately,
could
the quality of the vegetation. Yeah.
quality and the various variation in the crops and the plants, so that the fauna and flora both are maintained.
Maintained. And the balance is.
Balance the biodiversity. Water resource management was done, as I told you, check dams and ponds and etc. Okay, and the carbon sequestration.
Oh.
Now, carbon sequestration, this already I talked earlier, that is the carbon which is being absorbed from the atmosphere by the trees.
Great.
It started because of the reforestation. right? And because of that, the mitigation of the climate change also took place.
Okay. So this was about China. Yeah, you were saying
Yeah,
something.
and at the end of the day, we want that the whole community should empower
Yeah.
with the good livelihood, with the good food and nature. So the ultimate positive outcome was this from the China.
Okay, so we
it is
talked about
very,
China,
yeah,
and you
very remarkable.
yeah,
this
you
thing.
talked about community involvement. But it seems in Philippines there was a community-led restoration efforts. Local knowledge and participation have been crucial for mangrove reforestation. So taking this further, your statement about this community involvement, I think Philippines has been successful in mangrove reforestation, right?
Yeah.
These communities, the local communities, have a big role to
Big
play in
role
the
in-
success of land restoration projects. And now, how can their involvement be ensured?
Yeah, by
Their involvement is required, but how can we ensure that they participate actively and involve themselves?
so whosoever are the stakeholders, the community becomes the first thing. Then the government agencies or NGOs, whatever they are there. So they need to give little importance to the local knowledge and expertise which they are having. The
So
community
again,
people.
awareness has to be created.
Community
they have to be
which-
educated.
Yeah, no. Already some we feel that they are not. We always think that only educated people have got the knowledge. It's not like that. Even if they are farmers, but they have the
They have imbibed,
imbibe
all these things
the things. Yeah,
in tradition. Yeah.
what we call it as practice makes a man perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
So from the beginning, they have seen their father, their grandfather doing the same thing, right?
Right.
So those local communities, they have got more expertise and they have got valuable knowledge regarding the ecosystem
Right.
in that surrounding area. How traditional land use can be done by certain practices, and which species will be growing good in those area. So that
Many
was the
times we
first
find that the traditional methods followed by these communities
local people. Yeah.
it gives better results than
Then
the scientific methods.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So don't you
exactly.
think it should be a blend of both? I mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't,
definitely.
ignore scientific methods totally,
No.
but it needs
They
to
have a systematic
the blend
kind
of
of
both,
blind.
taking the advantages of both. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely,
and have a
definitely.
synthesis of
Yeah, so Philippine people, they first did that local knowledge and expertise. They picked up that. Then second, ownership and stewardship. They started giving the whole community, fostering the sense of ownership
Okay.
and responsibility. If you give the ownership, automatically responsibility follows it.
Follows, yeah, automatically.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
And ensuring that this whole project which will be there, it will be a long-term project, not a short-term
I
thing.
think this is something that has to be inculcated.
Yeah. And it is a long-term benefit maintaining, etc. in those areas. So that will be a kind of a temptation or incentive, whatever you say it.
I mean, they should be made to realize that,
That-
all these things are going to benefit them.
And this ownership
so the
is very
involvement
important.
will be automatic.
Yeah. If the ownership is there, then automatically
Automatically.
involvement comes in. Then the labor and implementation. The local people were provided with the essential labor for planting and maintenance. That is very important.
Okay.
Planting the perfect trees or plants and then maintaining it. Maintenance is a big
That is
issue.
important, yeah. Correct.
Yeah. And monitoring it crucially.
Mhm.
Monitoring is also there. For
Timely
restoration,
monitoring,
timely monitoring. The health of the plant, the health of the soil, everything, all the natural factors.
Right.
So monitoring is very important thing
Correct.
for restoration of this project. Then the cultural relevance. Restoring the effect with the align with the local culture and social practices were more likely to be accepted by the supporting communities.
Correct.
Now, what they are doing has to be accepted.
Yeah, man is naturally averse to change. So if you ask them to continue doing what they have been doing all these years and things in which they believe, that will give better results.
Results, yeah.
The acceptability will be more.
More.
Yeah, okay.
And because of all these factors, they ensure the involvement of the practitioner planning. Every stage the planning should be done. The knowledge should be incorporated. Their expertise should be incorporated. by capacity building, teamwork,
Okay.
providing training to the people who require that, and all the resources and the skills should be provided. So resources should be provided to enhance the skills in the particular
Proper
people.
monitoring has to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
done, and say corrective steps have to be taken wherever
Yeah.
there are deviations. Yeah. Okay.
Clear communication, which is very important.
Very important, yeah.
Communication should be done, and they did it, and it was a great
And they were
success.
successful, yeah.
Yeah, maintaining and the transparency and transparency with the two people
Oh,
working
both
together.
sides, yeah.
Yeah, builds the bridge of trust.
Correct.
Because of the transparency, the bridge of trust comes, and then the things goes on.
Correct.
So that was this thing, and supportive policies from the government,
Yeah,
from
that's
for the
important.
community, right? And certain rights were also given to them, and then incentives and benefits which were given, and the offer incentives with the financial support, alternative livelihoods,
Okay.
and tangential benefits were given for encouraging into this participation in this project.
So the community members know that their interests are taken care of, so they need not worry about
Yeah.
implementing these things. Okay.
So by leveraging the local knowledge, ensuring the active community participation, land restoration project, and they achieved the sustainable impacts out of it.
Correct.
And that is how they could do the mangrove.
Yeah, successful, yeah. Reforestation of mangroves. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you already talked about how land degradation contributes to climate change when we just talked about it. Now, what role does land restoration play in mitigating this impact?
Yeah. It's very, very important to mitigate the climate change. And we all are experiencing everywhere from all corners of the world, right?
Yeah.
Globally, it is a big issue.
Yeah.
So first, by the land degradation, the carbon emission, what I spoke earlier. Once the vegetation loss takes place, deforestation takes place, the land starts degrading. The number of the trees are reduced, and the absorption of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere reduces,
Yeah.
which has got a major impact on the climate change.
Correct.
Yeah. Then the soil carbon release. As the trees don't absorb the carbon, the soil degraded soils, particularly from the deforestation and the poor agricultural practices, where you'll see in the desert area or in the dry area, you'll see the land has got cracks in it. If you have noticed, right?
Yeah.
Because of the drought and etc.
Yeah, there are cracks.
Cracks, big, huge cracks are there. So there the agriculture practices cannot take place
Obviously.
because it's a drought condition. Saline content is more in that, and so it is not good for that. And resulting into what? The soil starts releasing carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
Okay.
So by two ways, the human impact, it impacts on the human.
Mankind is impacted. Yeah.
Affected negatively.
Negatively.
Trees are not there to absorb,
Yeah.
so more
On top
carbon
of it,
dioxide.
yeah.
More carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and the soil which is degraded, it also emits carbon dioxide.
So there's a double negative.
Double negative effect on the human beings.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it reduces the carbon sequestration, that is the removal of carbon. Biomass is not there. Biomass meaning all over the trees and plants which are there. Overall, we count what we call it as biomass.
Biomass. Yeah.
So decreasing of the biomass with the fewer plants, varieties, or the trees or biodiversity, what we call, it starts degrading, it reduces, and the carbon dioxide absorption reduces. That is a basic impact, and because of this, the reducing the carbon sink, what we call it as, of the ecosystem has gone down.
Correct. So there is total reduction of flora and fauna,
Yeah.
and that leads to all these
Yeah.
kind of problems.
And because of this, the increased albedo. Now, what is this albedo? You will ask me immediately.
Yeah, sure.
It is the fraction of the light that reflects on the surface of the land. You just think over it. This is a surface,
Okay.
and there are a lot of trees or shrubs or herbs or grass or lawn, what we
Okay.
call it as green surface,
Okay.
green carpet you call it as, and the light falls on it. So the reflective area,
Mm.
exposure to the light will be how much, more or less, because of the green plant? Light
It
will be less.
will be less. Okay.
And if there is a barren land and the right light falls on it,
It will be more.
more.
Okay.
So that is what happening because of deforestation,
Oh, okay.
which we call it as albedo.
Albedo. Okay.
So now the surface reflectivity has increased because of the degradation. So naturally it will throw back, bounce back,
Yeah.
bounce back. So that is giving a tremendous global changes the dynamics of the global
Oh.
climate.
Okay. Okay. So this
That-
extensive heat and increased humidity and all, you mean to say, are an indirect result of all these things?
Deforestation, land degradation. The more important thing is coming out enhance of the greenhouse gas emission.
Oh, okay.
That you must have heard about this word.
Yeah, that's a recent
Greenhouse,
thing,
yeah, greenhouse gas, greenhouse gas. Those two gases are methane and nitrous oxide.
Mhm.
Those two, they play a very important role in land degradation,
Mhm.
especially in the wetlands. That is the drainage and improper fertilizers which are used,
Mm.
which increases the emission of methane gas
Okay. Mhm.
and nitrous oxide. Okay, which are the potent greenhouse gases,
Oh,
and that has got a tremendous impact on the climate degradation.
okay. So,
So this
I
all-
had, listed some steps for land restoration. So, if one follows all those steps for land restoration, it will be successful in mitigating this problem. I mean, this negative effects.
Yeah, so for that we
Climate
need
change,
to for carbon sequestration, what we need to do is grow more plants, reforestation, afforestation, planting is a very, very important thing. Whichever area, wherever it is required, shrub, herb, trees, so that they start absorbing carbon dioxide from the
So
atmosphere,
maintain greenery, increase greenery.
increase greenery.
Yeah.
And that is how they'll absorb carbon dioxide.
Right.
And the soil will also not emit out because that will be used by the plants
Right.
for the process of photosynthesis.
Right.
So then the soil restoration by providing healthy techniques. No tilling farming should be done
Mhm.
to keep the soil healthy,
Right.
right? No much of chemical fertilizer should be added to that.
Mhm.
Enhance the
Various
biodiversity.
steps, which have to be taken.
Yeah, taken. Biodiversity should be increased. Then ecosystem resilience should be increased. That is, the ecosystem should be strong. That the climate change, the impact of that change will be reduced globally,
Mhm.
right? Then the water cycle regulation should be maintained.
Mhm.
We know how the rainwater, we all have studied
Right.
how the rain
Yeah, it's a
falls
cycle,
coming,
yeah.
it's a
Okay.
whole cycle.
Yeah.
So that needs to be controlled, maintained,
yeah.
and improve the whole hydrology. That is by improving the water infiltration and the storage in the soil.
I think most of these things are happening naturally, but it is human beings who come and
Intervenes.
disturb the.
Yeah, they have disturbed
Again, we
everything.
have to take steps to go back to the
Natural
things which
thing,
are
yeah.
happening naturally already.
Yeah. We need to go back to that.
So we are
Then
unnecessarily increasing
reduction,
our efforts. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. And reduction of albedo,
A little bit, okay.
reflective index.
Yeah, reflect-
If the green
got to be
layer is
reduced,
there on the soil, the light cannot penetrate directly.
Hmm.
So it will be absorbed. So that layer has to be reduced.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now there's something called integrated approach to address the land degradation. I think that helps. So, what are the constituents of this integrated approach?
So, like, if we call it about that, then the land degradation can be exacerbates the climate change by increasing the greenhouse gas effects, emission, reducing of the carbon sequestration capacity.
Okay.
Land restoration should be done
Right.
by counteracts the effect of the carbon emission.
Hmm.
enhancing the biodiversity, regulating water cycles,
Okay.
and improving the soil health.
Yes.
Effective restoration efforts play a very, very crucial role in mitigating the climate change
Mhm.
and also contributes to the global climate sustainability or stability.
So all these things have to be done together.
Yeah, all this,
all
you can summarize this. This is what I said. It is a kind of a nutshell
Yeah.
for the land
You can't
degradation.
miss out on even one.
No, not a one,
Okay.
because it is in the chain.
Correct.
The whole chain, it keeps on going on in the ecosystem. It breaks,
Correct.
then everything breaks.
Correct. Okay, so you have very nicely summarized the discussion on land restoration and all. So we come to the end of this program. I would like to thank Dr. Kinnari Dubal for sparing a valuable time and enriching the viewers on an important aspect of environment, that is land restoration. Thank you so much, Dr.
Yeah.
Kinnari Dubal.
Yeah, and thank you, Nanoland, for giving me the opportunity to come here and speak about the very, very important and burning issue.
Right.
And thank you, Mr. Sriram and Miss Ena, and our cameraman,
Yeah, Mr. Vikas.
Vikas ji. Thank you so much. And one thing I would like to say that one and all of us are responsible for this land degradation. So we need to be conscious and cautious about not cutting the trees and planting more trees if you want to be safe and want healthy, fresh oxygen. So
Not
please
only
do
land
that.
restoration, for
Everything,
any
any
activity concerning
activity,
the
nature,
improvement of improvement of environment.
environment,
I mean, our total involvement is necessary.
necessary for
Without that,
one
nothing
and
is
all.
possible.
Everyone is responsible for all this degradation.
Right, correct.
Yeah. Thank you so much, viewers, and keep going. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Wishing you a very happy environment and keep the healthy environment. Thank you.
Thank you.